So today's class is about data interpretation, and we had one session of data interpretation, and now it's the second session of data interpretation. In this class, we'll be talking about pie chart, line graph, bar graph, kind of things. Okay. So what is pie chart? So let's talk about the first what pie chart is, and we'll see then the questions related with pie chart. For example, we have a household expenditure of a family that is 20,000. And then they spend their entire amount on some of the other things. Like I divided it into 5 parts. So let's say if some part they spend on food and grocery, some part they spend on shopping, some part they spend on entertainment, some part they spend on electricity, and some miscellaneous expenditure they have. Now every part will be divided into a circle will be divided into such parts, and they each will have a central angle. Now these values, like these angles, can be given to you in percentage also, can be given to you in degrees also. So we understand at the center, this angle is of, the circle's angle will be of 360 degree, angle at the center. So let's say this turns out to be 90 degree, this turns out to be 120 degree, this turns out to be 70 degree, and this turns out to be, let's say again 90 degrees, so 90 plus 90, 180, and this is slightly more than that, so let's make it 60. 150 plus 90 is 240, and this is 120. So total angle turns out to be what? 360 degree, maybe slightly more than that. In my case, let's say this is also 90, this is also 90. So again, all the angles are given to us, and we can find whatever the values would be. Now, importantly, when we're talking about the angles, this other part we can have in the percentage also. That means these values can be represented in the percentage format, something like this. Same expenses we have: food and grocery, shopping, entertainment, electricity expenses, and miscellaneous expenses. Here it is 25%, here it is 25%, here it is 15%, here it is 20%, here it is again 15%. So the sum of the angles, sum of in percentage, the total sum will be 100%, and in degrees will be 360 degree. So these two values will be equal. Now, whenever you have to convert the percentage into degrees, let's say I want to convert 25% into degrees, what I'll do, I'll divide 25 by 100 into 360. So whatever the percentage value we have, we will multiply it with 360. And in case we want to convert this number 70 degree into percentage, so what we'll do, 70 by 360 into 100. This will do for converting the value into percentage. Now, there may be some question which says to you that what is the difference between expenditure on electricity and shopping? So let's say the total expenditure is 20,000. Then what we should do? 25% of 20,000 and 20% of 20,000, take the difference. This is one of the ways of solving this question. The other way could be, you take these values, you take the difference first, that is 5%, and calculate the value of 20,000, because total value is 20,000. So whatever the result will be, that will be your answer. Directly, you can get the difference from these numbers. Okay. So my first question will be on the same lines, and we'll get slightly more clarity from the question, because that is more formed manner, like better manner, that is. So to start with, this is the information given to us. Let's talk about the pie chart given below shows the expenditure breakup of the total monthly income of Miss Jyoti Mishra. Her total monthly income is 45,000, and then she has some expenses, like she has some amount on housing, savings, miscellaneous, transportation, fooding, electricity. So these are the parts. 4 plus 2, 6. Housing, the angle is 36.2 degree. Savings is 98.6 degree. Miscellaneous is 82 degree. Transportation is 54.8 degree. Fooding 72.6 degree. And electricity 15.8 degree. We have these values. I'm writing these values on the line because in the next slide I will not have the table in front of me. So this pie chart will be in front of you, and you need to answer the questions by just looking at these values, and you understand the total amount that the person has spent is 45,000. total will be 360 degree, Rishabh. Is it coming up to be 360 degree? Okay, great. So let's try the first question. Let's see the first question, and then let's see what is actually happening over here and how to approach the question. First question we'll do together, and then second question onwards, you will try first, and then I will discuss it with you, right? So to start with, so first question says, the amount spent by Jyoti on fooding and transportation together constitutes what % of her monthly salary? So let's say, what is the amount she spent on fooding? It's 72.6 degree. Transportation, 54.8 degree. If you sum this up, you will get 127.4 degree. Right? Now, what we need to do? We need to convert this into percentage. One thing that we can do is something 127.4 by 360 into 45,000. That will be the expenses that we have done on fooding and transportation, divided by 45,000 into 100. This is our calculation in actual life. But what will we do? See, 45,000 and 45,000 will cancel out in any case. So my question will turn out to be 127.4 by 360. So next time onwards, I will use this 45,000 only when I need to find the value. Otherwise, I don't need this part, 45,000. So in my next calculations, I will not show you 45,000. So my actual calculation will be 127.4 by 360 into 100. Now, what is the next? Now we need to solve this. And importantly, let's look at the options, whether the option helps me or not. Options are 23.57, 18.39, 35.39, and 45.21. Options are pretty wide, so I can approximate something. So guys, what did I think? I think, let's not assume this is 127.4. I'm taking it as 120 by 360, because 120 is a factor of 360 into 100. So if I solve this, I will get 1 by 3, and 1 by 3 in percentage is 33.33%, right? So now what do you think from this? What we can conclude from this, my answer is definitely beyond 33.33. So these two options are out. And the gap is not very much. The gap is of only 7.4. So it will not make a difference, such a big difference, so that it will reach to 45. So this will also be out. So the only option that will be left with, that is the C, and that is 35.390%. Is it clear, guys? Okay, so let's move to question number 2. And let's see how you approach the question number 2. So this is the question that you need to try. The question says, by what percentage the amount spent on saving is more than that of the amount spent on miscellaneous? So savings and miscellaneous, this percentage we need to know. So first thing, how much amount she spent on savings? 98.6 degree. We are talking about degrees. And on miscellaneous, 82 degree. So how much it is more? Can I say 16.6 more? Divided by 82. Why 82? Because than that of the amount spent on miscellaneous. So with respect to miscellaneous is wanted how much extra the person has spent on savings. And we need to know the answer in percentage. So we'll multiply it with 100. Now, any number you relate with, let's say 16 into 5 is 85. Sorry, 80. 16 into 5 is 80. So had the question been 16 by 80, my answer would have been 20%. So what should I do? I decided to calculate 20% because it's somewhere 20%. So I decided to calculate 20% of this value. This turns out to be 1 by 5 and simplified it to 16.4. So that means if my number is 16.4 by 20, my answer would have been, by 82, my answer would have been 20%. But this is not 82. Sorry, this is not 16.4. This is actually 16.6. So let's make it, my answer would be slightly more than this. So which option should I mark? The A option that I will mark. Approximately, we should see how far the options are. 9%, 18%, 28, 20%, 36%. So even if we have marked the option approximately, it's fair enough. Your answer will be close to 20%. See, we need to mark the answer and that should be correct. How did we mark it? It's not important. At least in the paper. In the class, yes, it's important for me. But in the paper, we need to get the right answer. How we are getting, it's not important. Okay, now let's move to the question number 3. So question says, the total amount spent on housing and fooding. So housing is 36.2, fooding is 72.6. So sum of these will be 108.8. Is what percentage of amount spent on saving and electricity? So saving is 98.5. Electricity is 15.8. So sum of them will be 114.4 into 100. Now see, the difference between them is very close to 6, isn't it? It's actually 5.6, but I'm saying it's very close to 6. So if the difference is 6, and let's calculate this 10% of this number, 114.4's 10% we calculate, it will be what? 11.44. So my answer is definitely more than 90%. So when I'm saying my answer is definitely more than 90%, which option will be marked? We will mark D option. If she cut down her miscellaneous amount by 20% and invest this amount as a part of her savings. So whatever the miscellaneous expenditure she had, she cut it down by 20% and rest of the expenses remains the same. And whatever she saved, the amount she cut it down, she put it into the savings. So then the measure of central angle formed by savings is. So what will be the angle that will be formed? So it's very simple. Calculate the 82's 20%, which is the cut down. So the value is 16.4. Right. Now this is the angle that is cut down by miscellaneous part. And now this angle is the part of savings because that will go to the saving. All the entire amount will go to the saving and other things are remaining same. So that means these values will not change. So basically what we need to do, we need to add 16.4 to savings. So 98.4 plus 98.6 plus 16.4 sums up to what? 6 plus 4, 10 and then 15, 115.0. So the option that we will mark is C. Let's move to the next question now. So it says, what is the combined amount spent on fooding and housing? That is fooding and housing together. So housing is 36.2, fooding is 72.6. So the angle will turn out to be 108.8 by 360. Now here we need to know the amount. Now for calculating the amount, we need to multiply this with 45,000. That's where we need to actually multiply 45,000. And up to this question, we have not used 45,000 at all. So let's simplify this also. Zeros, 9 into 4, 9 into 5, 427.2. And if you multiply this will be 13,600. And this will be your answer. That is the A option. I hope it's clear to everyone. Yes. Okay. Now let's move to question number set 2. That is about bar graph. In this part, he has been given that the number of votes for different cities and percentage of votes that everyone has got in each particular part. Let me form a table and then we'll start discussing the questions. So we have A, B, C, D and E. These are the cities and votes are in the first city is 5,000. Second city, the votes are 4,000. Then it's 6,000. Then it's 7,000. Then it's 4,000 once again, right? It's 4,000, huh? Seems to be equal. Okay, now the percentage of votes that is received by 3 people, R, S and T. R, S and T, and we need to mark them their percentage votes. I'm writing these values over here so that again, while changing the slide, everything should be in front of me. So R's vote in the first case is 25%, S vote is again 25%, and T's vote is 50%. I've written it over here. In the next case, R's vote is again 25%, S vote is 50%, and T's vote is 25%. See, it's all 100 up to this. This will be 50, 40, and 50, 40, 60 is half, isn't it? So it's 50. So this will be 70, this will be 75. This is how I'm calculating. Now, in the C part, R got 50% of the votes. The other two got 25 and 25. In the D part, this is 10%. First one got 10%. Second one got 15%. And the third one got the rest 75%. And fourth one is R got 60%. The other got 40% and the other didn't get any vote. So this is the table that we have. And moving ahead with the question now. Guys, remember, always, whenever you have the bar graph kind of thing, make a table that will be always helpful to you for answering the questions. Okay. So if you see 60% votes and 50% votes in city C and E respectively. But it's not about percentage votes, it's about votes. So if you calculate 4,060%, the votes will be 2,400. And if you calculate 6,050%, the vote will be 3,000. So what do you think? So 3,000 would be the votes. Avni is E says percentage votes. In the graph, whatever the values are, that is in percentage. We are not looking for percentage. He has not mentioned anywhere in the question that he's looking for the percentage votes. And we need to mark the answer from the options. Okay. So let's move to the next question, guys, quickly. So question says, for how many cities did candidate S receive more votes than T? So the value of S should be more than T, and that we need to check in percentage, because for all the values, this value will be the same. So S has to be greater than T. So this is not there, this is there, this is not there. They are equal over here. This is not there, this is there. So there are two instances when this has happened. So option we will mark is the first option. Right? Anyone has doubt? I'm sure this is a basic question, so you will not have the doubts. Okay, so let's talk about now question number 8. When it says which two cities cast the same number of votes for candidate R? R, we have this percentage votes. This is the votes. So when we are calculating R's vote in city A, it will be 5,000's 25%. So 5,000 into 25 by 100. If you solve this, you will get 1250. 4,000, 25%. Now you agree with this part, whether 1250 is equal to 1,000? The answer is no, these two are different votes. Then 6,000's 50%, that is 3,000. And 7,000's 10%, that will be 700. So at any place, there is no votes that the person has got same. So the answer will be all cities were different. That will be the answer. I hope it's clear to you. Again, an easy question where we need to find the percentage values of this. So 5,000's 50%. We are getting the total votes of T. 5,000's 50% will be what? 2,500. 4,000's 25% will be what? 1,000. 6,000's 25% will be what? 1,500. And 7,000's 75% will be what? It will be 6,250. You sum it up, it will turn out to be, I'm right? When I'm saying 25%, 8,000 would be like, it's 1,750, let's need to subtract now. So it will be 5,250. I'm sorry, guys. So the value will be 10,250, and your range will go to the D's case, right? Now question number 10. So it says how many cities cast over 2/3 of the votes for one candidate. When we are saying 2/3 in percentage, it's 66.66%. So there is only one city which has casted their vote for one candidate, which is more than 66.66, that is 75% in T's case. And that'll be your answer, so it will be B. Right? Okay, so with this part, this question, this set is over. Now let's move ahead with the next question and next set. This one is the set. So again, I'm writing the information for me. A and B for different sales for different years given to them. Given to us 2002, 2003, 2004 and 2005. So what do you think? The sales of A over here. This will be 30,000. This will be 25,000. B sales 30,000 roughly. This one. This seems to be 30,000. This will be 35,000. This is more than that. So let's make it 35,000. And this is 30,000. Sorry, for A it's 30,000. For B is 45,000. This one. This one, 40,000. For B, so it's 65,000. So it's 60,000 in 2005, and over here it's, let's say, roughly 80,000. And share of A, B, C, D, E. A, B, C, D, E is 24%, B is 36%, C is 15%, D is 22%, and E is 3%. This is the information given to us. And let's read the graph also. It says the pie chart given below shows the percentage distribution of market share of washing machines of 5 companies A, B, C, D, E in 2000. 2003. So this is a share in 2003, and these are the only 5 companies in the market from 2002 to 2005. The bar graph shows the sales in unit for 2 companies A and B over the given period. So this is what the information guys we have. Let's read the questions now. Value of all the partners. So let's say the total sales of 2003 is T, and I'm taking A's share. A's share is 24% of total, and the value is also given to me about this part. So T's 24% is 30,000. So T will be what? T will be 30,000 into 100 by 24. And what I need to do? I need to calculate C's share, and C's share is 15% of the total share. So C's share will be 15 by 100 of T. That makes it 30,000 into 100 by 24 into 15 by 100. So simplifying it, 35, 38, 81, 83, 24, 60, 8, 7, 56, 40, 3750 into 7. The value will be 18,750. This will be the answer. Now, that's the one part. This is how we have formally solved the question. But actually, do we need to solve the question? The answer is no. See, 24% of T, I know. This is 30,000. And my options are pretty far. Like, look at the options. One says 48,000, one says 4,800, other says 12,000, and other says 18,750. Now, my answer would be, I need to calculate T's 15%, right? So what will be T's 12%? Basically, if I say T's 24% is 30,000, T's 12% will be half of that. So that will be 15,000. Just observation part. I just half the value and half the percentage. So my answer should be more than 50%, 15,000. Is it? 12% is 15,000. So 15% will definitely be more than the value. But will it reach to 48,000? The answer is no. So the answer will, option I will mark? Is the D option. So guys, let's talk about the values. So B has got 35,000 in the year 2002, 2003, 45,000, 2004, 65,000, 2005, 80,000. So if you sum this up, so this is 80,000, this is 80,000, 1,60,000, 65,000, 2,25,000. We need to divide this value with 4 because 4 years data is there. So let's divide it. 4 into 5, 20, 25, 4 into 6, 24, 10, 250. So what, guys, what do you think? Which option should we mark? We will not mark 56,500 because there is an option, none of these. Right? Had there been some value, let's say it's 48,000 something, then I would have marked 56,500. But there is an option, none of these. So I will mark that option, not the. Okay? So if all the answers are wrong, I will mark the least wrong answer. If all the answers are correct, I'll mark the most correct. Okay, it says what was the average annual growth rate of A over the period 2002 to 2005? So in 2002, the period value of A is 25,000. In 2005, value is 60,000. So we'll not always check this growth, and this growth, and then calculate the average. No. What we'll do? We'll take the base value, we'll take the final value, and then check the growth. So the growth is of 35,000. How did I get this? 60,000 minus 25,000 on 25,000. That's the base because we are checking it from 2002. Into 100 we multiply. So zeros will cancel out. This turns out to be 7 by 5 and finally 140%. Now 140% is my growth rate. But he's not asking for growth rate. He's asking for annual growth rate. So yearly, what is the growth rate? So understand this. How many years we have divided it into? 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. This growth has been obtained in 3 years. So divide it, you will get 46.7%, and that will be your answer, C option. So it says, what was the sales of E in the year 2004? See, all the data that we have for the 2004 is of A sales and B sales. We do not have the percentage market share of anyone. Let's say the value market share of A, B, C, D, E is for 2003, but not for 2004. So we, in any case, will not be able to determine what will be the value of E in 2004. So the answer will be cannot be determined. Now it's the next question. Let's say it's asking for the total volume of sales of washing machine in the year 2003 the options are 1600, 8000, 7200, and 1,25,000 units. So if you look at the numbers, my A and B's numbers are 30,000 and 45,000 for 2003. So definitely overall number will be more than this only. So there's only one option which we can mark, and that'll be the option D. This will be the answer. Okay, let's move ahead with the next question. Now about this question, this is about the income and expenditure and profit percentage. So let me write the values for these years: 1993, 94, 95, 96, 97, and 98. So data is of the time when you were probably, not probably, for sure, were not born. For A, B, and C. So let's start with A, that's this part, the diamond, 35%. Then it reached to 20. Then it reached to 30. Guys, please check the calculation. If I mark some wrong, please do inform me. 96, we have this number, 45. The next is 40. And the next is the last one, 30. But then I'll write it over there with red pen. The second is B, that's 30 initially. Then 25. Then 35. Then it reached to 40. Then it reached to 30. And then it reached to 45. For C is the triangle, started with 25. And then we move to 30. Then we move to 40. Then we move to 35. Then we move to 45. And then finally we move to 40. This is the table. Right, guys? So I hope the values are fine. Let's read the question number 1. What is this all about? Okay, remember to read the formula. Profit is income minus expenditure. And if you want to calculate the profit percentage, you need to profit by expenditure into 100. So if you remember, it's about the formula that we learned, profit by cost price. So cost price is nothing else but your expenditure. Right. So guys, I hope we know the formulas. So let's talk about the questions over here. So question says, if the income of company B in the year is 1994 was 26 lakhs, then what was the profit earned in that year? So company B we are talking about, 1994, we are talking about the profit is 25%, and this is what we need to talk about. So let's say, how do we calculate the income? Let's assume the cost price. First, we need to know the cost price. So let's assume the cost price, that is X. What will be the profit? Profit will be 25%. So X plus 25%. 25% of what? 25% of X, because it's the cost price. Profit is always calculated on cost price. So this will be equals to 26 lakhs. So solve it. Let's say X 1 plus 1 by 4, 25 by 100, I wrote 1 by 4 equals to 26, and X will turn out to be 26 into 4 by 5. Right. This is 5 by 4. On this side, this will be 4 by 5. So that means this is 104 by 5. If you solve this, this will be 20.8. So this is your cost price, that is X. What do you need to find? You need to find the profit. So profit will be 26 minus 20.8. The value is what? 5.2. And this will be your answer. I hope it's clear. So let's move to the question number 17. 17, it says, if expenditure of company B in the year 1995, so whatever the expenditure of company B in 1995, let's say that is X, is equal to the expenditure of company C in 1998. So C's expenditure in 1998 was also the same. So what will be the ratio of income of company B in the year 1995 to income of company C in the year 1998? So B's income in 1995 would be, let's say the cost price is X plus 35 by 100 of X. We calculate this. This turns out to be X into 1 plus 35 by 100, or you can remember it, 135 by 100. One part. Second, C 1998, 40% profit. So X plus 40 by 100 of X equals to X plus 1 plus 40 by 100 equals to what? 140 by 100 X. So again, we got the income of company B for 1995. We got the income of company C for 1998. So the ratio is 135 by 100 X is to 140 by 100 X. Hundreds and hundreds will cancel out, X and X will cancel out, 5 se divide ho jayega. So this turns out to be 27, this turns out to be 28. Your answer will be 27 is to 28. So next is question number 18. Let's try this. So it says, if income of company C in the year 1993 and year 1994 were equal. So whatever the income of company C was there in 1993, and that is the income of the company in 1994 also. Okay, so let's say talk about C's income. The profit is 30% over here. The profit is 40% over here. So what was the ratio of expenditure in the year 1993 to 1994? So what we should do? We assume the expenditure. Expenditure of company C in 1993 is X and 1994 is Y. This is what we need to do. Let's talk about income of 1993. 1993, the income is not 30%, guys, it's 25%. So again, I'm using now the multiplication factor directly, 1 plus 25 by 100, or I can simply say 1.25x. And 1994, it will be Y, 1 plus 30 by 100. So it's Y into 1.3. And this is income. This is also income. They are equal. This is given to me. So I need to find the ratio of X by Y. So it will be 1.30 divided by 1.25. Simplify it to 130 by 125. Decimals cancelled out. 26.25. So the ratio of this year cost price will be 26 is to 25. And the option that we will mark will be none of these. So let's move to the next question now. Question number 19. If income of company A in the year 1996 is equal to the expenditure in 1997. So let's say income of 1996 equals to expenditure of 1997, and let's assume this as X. So income of 1996 will be X. Income of 1997, we need to find it out. What will be the income of 1997? And that is for year A. It's 40%. So that is X into 1 plus 40 by 100. This is what? The income of 1997. So X is to 140 by 100 X. And if I simplify it, it turned out to be 100X is to 140X. X and X will cancel out. Now, he has given me the value. He's saying ratio. What will be the ratio of these two numbers? So he has given me the value in points. So basically what he has done, he has solved it 100 by 140. Basically, he converted it into the fraction and is to 1 he has done. So simplified it, this turns out to be 5 by 7. And 5 by 7, if you simplify further, 7 into 7 will be 49. So it will be 0.71 is to 1. So option that we will mark will be C. So guys, let's try question number 20th. Probably that will be the last question. We'll not be able to start the next set. So now it says, in which year is the percent increase or decrease in the profit percent earned by company A is minimum? So what do you need to know? You need to know whether the decrease over here is the minimum or increase over here is the minimum that you need to know. Let's look at the difference first. It's 15 by 35. That's the decrease, but in percentage, this is increase, that is 10 by 20 for 95. Here it is increase, that is 15 by 30. Then here it is decrease, 5 by 45. And here it is increase, 10 by 40. So what do you think? Which one will have the lowest decrease, lowest change? Can we clearly say it's 5 by 45? That will be the lowest percentage values. Directly we can mark the answer. And which year it is? It's 1997. And this will be the answer. So how do you find this sheet, this exercise? Easy, difficult? Some of the questions, initial questions were easy, but as soon as it was proceeding, so it started moving difficult. And next question is again easy, but it's slightly lengthy. You need to look for many things. Okay. So guys, that's where we stop.